Public Works will now be in session. We are going to start with item number 32 on tonight's agenda. It's a resolution requesting a waiver from the requirements for a sidewalk or pedestrian accommodations on the proposed South 100th Street reconstruction project due to the lack of support from residents to the adjacent properties. Cards were sent out. There was a 92% response not to have it, and that was a recent change in the state code. The state required us that we had to put sidewalks in, and now we don't. And
Well,
I'll
we're
let you go
hoping
from
that-
there, Mike.
Sure. Right now, federal and state law requires either bicycle and pedestrian type of accommodations when they spend the money on the street. There was a recent change in state law that gave through Sanfilippo, Joe Sanfilippo, our rep, that gave an option that the community could come and request a waiver on bike trails or whatever. This is very important to us on Highway 100, where they are still asking for bike trails out there. Of course, federal law has not changed. State law has changed. So we're going to give Alderman May, of course, in Alderman Barsek's district, we're going to give it a shot. We're going to ask for a waiver, and we're going to follow through and fight for the waiver. This is a sidewalk that goes nowhere. There isn't any sidewalk there now. In order for us to install sidewalks, we would have to cut down a number of trees in the area. So it's one of those federal requirements that just don't make sense all the time.
Sure.
Yep, Alderman
And
Rowe.
this is a state project because of the zoo interchange, and it,
You betcha.
100th is just parallels the expressway. It's like
Correct.
right along on the west side, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's wondering where the state was getting involved, but
Yeah. There'll be a retaining wall and other things
Mhm.
in there in that
Okay.
immediate area.
I move for approval, Mr. Chair.
Second.
Been moved by Alderman Rote, seconded by Alderman Ranky. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Number 33, resolution authorizing and directing the Director of Public Works, City Engineer, to enter into a revised small cell master license agreement with Verizon Wireless Personnel Communication. This one I'm going to totally turn over to Mike because it gets a little confusing.
Yeah. Scott has been working with Verizon along with the Wauwatosa, getting a master agreement lined up. Now, the master agreement is perfectly legal. It's a legal document that you could authorize and approve tonight if you wished. As usual, Scott handles the legal issues, and I bring to you the policy issues, very, very similar to what we did at Clents Park and that fiasco over there. I have a number of concerns that I want to address in front of the board here tonight. Number one, the initial term of the contract, they want 10 years. I don't like 10-year contracts. 5 years is normally, I think you've heard me before, I wouldn't give my mother an 8-year or 10-year contract. There's no escalator clause in the rent. So it's $50 per month. And we're talking about, they're looking at maybe 4 or 5 of these very small units. You'd never see them on top of our light poles through it. So this is not a budget balancing type of act, but still, I want to see some kind of escalator clause in there, that CPI or whatever every year. Also, what I was thinking about today is a Me Too. I don't want them to be giving us the $50 per month and giving some other community maybe $70 per month. I mean, if you're going to give Wauwatosa 70, and Wauwatosa signed off on the 50, but as far as I know, I mean, we want something in Me Too.
Right.
You know,
Right.
So, yeah, escalator. Some of the other things in here were if their facilities seem to interfere for whatever reason, and nobody anticipates this, but for whatever reason, they've got 6 months to rectify it. Well, if you're interfering with our operations by some reason, 6 months is a long time.
We don't want that.
They also have on their item 5 here, extensions. They have that they can terminate the contract after a certain amount of time, but they don't give us any option to terminate the contract. Again, it's a Me Too clause in there. I mean, if you guys want a 3 months termination notice, then we're going to give you 3 months notice or two. Not that we have to, not that we're automatically binded into extending this contract as it is. Then, of course, it ties into item 10 in here, the annual termination. They address themselves. They can opt out of it, tell us that we don't want to do this anymore, but there's nothing for the city of West Dallas to do. And I believe that is the main points. And again, this is the master agreement that'll govern, then there'll be supplemental agreements, site-specific. They want something out here, there'll be another supplemental agreement that'll address any pertinent issues at that time. But this is kind of the base document that we're dealing with here, template, so to speak. And I'm recommending to the board tonight that to go back to Verizon and say, you know, we want to address these concerns. And we want some modifications in here, so I'm asking for some directions.
I totally agree. So I'm assuming what you're asking, because I left this folder blank, is that you want to take this back and work with Scott Post, with the city attorney,
Yep.
and try to renegotiate and get some better terms for the city of West Dallas.
Yeah, get some, and these points, and again, Scott did this, the legal issues in here are perfectly fine, and then it's up to me, and the board, of course, council as a whole, to adopt the policy issues.
I think from what I'm hearing,
Mr. Chair.
everybody's pretty much.
Yeah,
Yep, go ahead,
In
Alderman.
regards to the Me Too fees, where are you basing them off of? Just southeastern Wisconsin? Cause
Yeah, it beats
cause I got a better
Southeast Union.
telephone pole in New York, goes for a lot more
Wow.
than West, I mean, just our little corner of the state.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's our corner of the globe.
Right.
And again, this has got nothing, I mean, this is not gonna balance our budget,
Right, no, I
I
know.
know. But it seems fair.
I guess
That's a
send it
fair
back, yeah.
way to go,
It's
Mr.
fine
Chair.
with me, fine with me.
I'm sorry. Are you
Place
gonna
on hold.
say something?
Mick, you first. Mick,
What?
did you want to say something?
No, I'm just saying, I agree with everything he said, so.
Alderman Ranky?
I totally agree with you. The term of the contract shouldn't be 10 years. That's too lengthy. Also, have they addressed basically the number of poles they're gonna use, or can that be escalated without our permission?
No, every poll that they get, every poll that they want in the future has got a supplemental agreement to it that would come to
Okay.
the board here. Would be site-specific and deal with those issues.
Because I wouldn't want them putting this on every pole that they wish without our permission.
No, you'd have to give them permission to put it on every poll.
Okay, that's what I wanted. Okay. Basically, they're protecting themselves, but they aren't allowing us to have protection as well.
Well, as I see it.
Right, I agree with you.
Mr. Chair, one more and I'm done.
You bet.
How big?
Oh, these are just little, I mean,
Okay.
I'll
Well, no, I
email
just-
you a picture. You would never,
That's perfect
Little
right there, that's
boxes.
fine, Mike.
you never would
That's
notice
good.
them in a million years. So.
A million?
Direction is, direction is go back and renegotiate and come back to us with.
I hear what you're saying.
Yep, very good, thank you. Last item is number 34, resolution authorizing staff to petition the Public Service Commission for a simplified rate increase, this is standard. I'm gonna let you explain it.
Yeah, standard issue, we've been doing this now for at least the last 3 or 4 years. It's a simplified process. We're basically going to request a 3% rate increase through the PSC. If you read the Milwaukee Journal, it was a very timely article a couple days ago regarding the condition of the water infrastructure throughout the United States. I can tell you that the sanitary and storm sewer isn't in any better shape. What this will do, they give us hard numbers for the average everyday residential single-family house. We're looking at $1.60 per quarter increase with this 3%. You can anticipate sometime next year because right now we're dealing with the city of Milwaukee on a couple of their rate issues in front of the PSC that we'll be looking at a rate sometime next year. We'll see how we're arguing with Milwaukee as we seem to do all the time, and we'll see where that ends up. But right now, this is just the simplified standard thing that we've done a number of years.
And you're looking just for adopt the
To adopt a resolution, and then those rates will come back after the PSC reviews them. Those rates will come back to the board. Once the PSC reviews them, though, they're pretty much set in stone.
Yep.
State
Sure.
of Wisconsin.
Yeah, Alderman Rowe.
So it's pretty much, it's not the cost of water anymore, it's the cost of delivering the water.
It has combination. I mean, Milwaukee's got to do a lot to cleanse the water and to clean it, and they do a very good job of it. I mean, there's no question that Milwaukee does an excellent job of water quality. But the major amount of work is the pipes.
Right, the infrastructure.
Yeah, it's the pipes
Okay.
under there. But the plants are still infrastructure though, but yeah, it's the stuff underground. 100-year-old pipes.
Mr. Chair,
Yep.
it's a heck of a lot better than South Carolina, I'll tell you that. Cause I was right in the midst of the flooding.
War.
It was terrible, yeah,
Just recently?
yes, yes.
Sorry, not on
You
the
watch
agenda.
TV lately?
You're fortunate.
No.
All the flooding that's taking place, I can see why. They flood in just a few minutes, so actually, it isn't as bad as there.
With that, looking for a
Okay.
motion?
Move to approve.
Moved by Alderman Ranky, a second
Second.
by Alderman Rote. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed, carried. That's it for Public Works. Turn it over to Alderman Michael Chaplesky, Chairman of License and Health.
Let's call the meeting to order.
Thank you.
The first things we have is item number 35 and 36. This is, it's for, joint referral between us and Safety and Development. And, basically, this is for that outdoor, dining that they have. And it just comes into this kind of as a formality
Did you want me
for
to do
license.
it?
Yes,
Your vote.
good, yeah. So I just need,
Mr. Chairman,
I won't bother.
my understanding is that, I gotta get all the facts here, is that, the residents next door all approved and he adjusted his hours of operation to close the patio at 10 o'clock? Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Okay. Would you please?
But I don't think we're voting on that in this committee though.
But it's still,
It's pertinent to,
it's still pertinent to how I voted. Cause it's
We
an
did
extension
amend
of
it to 9
premises.
o'clock.
I don't know.
They can get it first and then I can get their answer.
Right.
So either
Yeah,
direction.
I know what you're saying,
All
but.
he needs to do is answer.
Right.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
9 o'clock.
You're closing
We're
it at 9
We're
o'clock.
closing everything up, we're putting a lock on it, 9 o'clock, bartenders already know.
And that's smokers, everything
Smokers,
closes
everybody.
down, cause you have a front patio, I think, or,
Yeah, we have a front patio where they can just go out there and
yeah,
smoke if they need.
right out the front, very good.
Yep, yep.
Move for approval?
Do I have a second?
Second.
Did have one question. When Marty was over there and we had talked,
Mm-hmm.
we agreed, you know, no sound bridged out there or anything. But at it's 8 o'clock right now, we would have teams going still. If I can show the city engineers or whatnot, that you guys need, would you be against me just putting 2 floodlights top of my building straight down, so it won't go into
I would
anybody's
talk
houses?
to Marty,
Okay, I'll talk to Marty about that.
yeah.
Now, I do
His
see I'm on
district.
there, number 39 again, and then 52. Is everything done for today, or do you need me to?
Okay, so,
Hang on.
okay, it's we have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion on this issue? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carried. We'll take it.
Oh,
You can't get it.
He's the transporter.
Well, you can't even whisper in my ear, don't give the Rosalie, you'll never get there.
Okay, the other items?
And you guys had me 35, 36, 39, and 52.
Well, 36 is ours. That was-
52. Okay, 52. This is the floor plan, that you're changing the floor plan, or you're amending your floor plan. Application number 4, public entrance. I don't know, I'm trying to read it. Are you changing your floor plan? Is that something?
They wanted me to, Marty had me come in here and redo a whole application
Okay,
so that you guys could see exactly the designs of everything that was gonna go on, and then the outdoor area too.
Probably including that.
Right.
Yeah,
Would be
including
good.
that then, yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
I think the only thing that wasn't on there to the dimensions were the 2 dumpster enclosure that you guys requested that we build on
Yep.
the side.
okay.
So, that's the only thing that might
And
not
that'll
be
be on there.
2-dimension on it. It will, I mean, that's the first thing we're gonna build.
Okay,
We're not gonna.
Okay, and that's
break
all in here
ground
now. You did it all.
Except
It should be,
the dumpster.
the dumpster should be on there. It should be very small. You guys shrunk it down. I should've brought I have the big one in my car.
Where is it supposed to be?
Where the ramp comes down, it'll be
Okay, I'm
out
looking
to
at,
the right then, to the northwest, of where the ramp would end.
well, I got one here, I just don't know which way north is.
Okay, well, I don't see it on here.
No.
Mind if I take it? I'll see if I can show you. What was in here? Flat ramp, okay. Yep, cause it didn't copy. It's right here.
Oh,
It just didn't copy.
did you see that? It's over here, Dan Compton.
I just must have
Alright.
copied from
Got it.
planning and development.
Alright, let's see, I'm gonna read that again, it is a amendment, so this move for approval.
Okay. This is, just their floor plan. Do I have a second?
Second.
Do I have any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
And then there was one more, did you say?
No.
I think there was just another one in there that said the petition, but I think you guys mentioned that already.
That's over in safety and development.
That's in-
If you wanna
okay.
go to that other committee meeting,
That's right now.
yeah.
Yep, very good, thank you.
Sounds good. Thank you guys very much.
Section development,
Yeah.
I put you down. Form, basically it's a rubber stamp.
Oh,
What they do, so just so you know.
okay.
We're back.
Okay, now let's back up here.
I think we'll be back to 35.
It was for that.
Is that 35, 36?
Yeah, I guess I was a little
No,
concerned
we just approved those.
that it's
I think
a
those are-
house.
9 o'clock they went down.
I did them off my master
Okay.
agenda,
Fair
sorry.
So,
That's okay.
okay,
I did them off of here. No, I didn't.
okay, so we had 35, 36, and 52. Number 50. I guess I have my little note here. Ask for Scott.
Oh, yeah.
So this
That
is
was
the,
car dealers.
This is the car dealer that the person is nowhere to be found that has the license, so they're not gonna surrender it. And there's something about immediate revocation. This is used car license,
Immediate revocation.
5730. Did
Well-
you write the note?
I did.
Okay, Mark, go ahead.
Please jump in.
You have to give me some background on this.
Oh.
We thought that was
Unless I
enough.
rip open an envelope and, Carnac says, I got nothing for you.
Okay,
But
this is
off
it,
the
somebody's
cuff,
applying
I
for.
would say immediate revocation is not possible. Everybody's entitled to due process, service of a summons and complaint, and a chance to be heard. If a license has been issued to this guy.
Yeah,
Okay, so-
in the ordinance, there's, a section regarding the control and lapse of operation, and it says subject to immediate revocation. So the question was whether or not it can be revoked right away or still has to be referred
No,
for summons and complaint.
he's entitled to due process. I mean,
So on item number 50, then we're talking to get a summons complaint, you need a motion to go for a summons complaint to revoke the license.
Turn in that license, yeah.
So moved.
Second.
Is there any further discussion?
The only discussion I would have is as soon as possible, so next possible meeting. I forgot how many days you need, do you need 14, 21?
no, that's the statute for liquor licenses,
Okay.
so that doesn't apply.
So this we can,
We
next
It's just
council
gotta, again, due process, it's gotta be a reasonable period of time after we serve him that he's required to appear here. You can't serve him on a Tuesday and expect him to show up on a Wednesday. That's not reasonable.
next council meeting?
Depends on
2 weeks?
whether we can serve him or not. If we can't, then we'd have to do service by publication eventually, so that you're talking,
Okay,
you know.
so that's kind of up to you then.
We'll have the thing drafted for your signature right
Right.
away, and then it's a matter of when we get him served
Alright.
as to when the return date would be.
Okay,
And we're still in the process of trying to contact him to get the surrender just voluntarily.
right. Okay.
And what's the status of this car lot now? It's still in
Empty.
operation?
No, it's empty.
It's empty.
Yeah, number 51 is the same address, also requested to appear.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Thank
So,
you.
we have motion and a second to go to summons and complaint. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Then we have number 51. We have Mr. Jackson? Jackson? Well, I suppose it doesn't hurt to hold it. It's not going anyplace anyways.
Would it be possible if it could be approved subject to necessary requirements? That way, if the other party does happen to surrender, then this
Well-
one would be ready to go. Unless, you
Well,
know,
the problem is
just
that they were
another 2
called in
weeks.
front of us, and they didn't show up. I mean, we usually want somebody to show up, says, to question them on it.
What?
I
What-
don't know,
Who's
Why
this?
would Jackson being called in front of us?
I don't know.
He was the second applicant for this.
Well, cause
Yeah,
he's
but-
applying for a new, license here. We don't normally
It's not
call
a-
them in front of us.
It's not a liquor license, it's a vehicle license. We don't call vehicle in front of us.
I would suggest you approve it not only subject to necessary requirements, but one of those requirements being that the other license is either surrendered or otherwise available, because we can't have two licenses on the same.
Right.
I move
Right.
as stated.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Is there any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed?
Okay.
Motion carries. Okay, then we have, item number 53. Now, she called me today and, something's come up that she couldn't make it. And she also asked if it's possible that she could hold this off until after the holidays. This is, Rapinas, we're moving the license over, she wants to open up that place in their shopping center for, a hall like for weddings and stuff. And they're in the process of doing Rapinas and everything, which she's totally involved in, and so she asked, but saying that I have a 60 days plus 30-day extensions, that's right in our ordinance. It doesn't say 30-day extension though. Do you,
When it's approved, she hasn't been approved yet.
oh, okay. Well, okay. So I don't know how the committee feels about waiting till, January.
Doesn't bother me.
It's,
She isn't going
we can do that, Scott, without any problems here, or?
Yeah, I don't see a problem with holding it.
I don't know why she wants it held. She paid
Well,
everything.
the thing about it is that she doesn't have the place isn't even started yet.
Okay.
The building is.
Where the
Right.
license is going, and that's part of the problem.
In a way, this sort of becomes like reserving a license, which we have
Right, frowned on, yeah.
frowned on and done a lot to try and stop. I mean, it used to be people had extra licenses in their back pocket 25 years ago. We've gotten rid of that. So in a way, it's a reserving, but if it's, a one-time request.
Right. Okay. So then we'll just, call her back in January. Okay?
Yep.
And we'll just hold that then. Okay, then go to 54. And go Festers. That's Peggy. Yeah, I was just gonna say that.
Sitting on a
Uh,
house
Let's
key.
see that.
Just thinking it like that.
Okay, now, you were in front of us before.
Actually, I was, the owner was in front of you, I was in the hospital that day, so.
That's right,
that's
and we
right.
actually seen that is,
Yeah.
okay, now I remember, so, okay, let's look. And you've done this before, or?
No, this is my first being an agent. I mean, I'm working, help manage at TNT Sports Bar, but it's my first coming up
That's
before
right,
you
'cause he
guys.
owns, he owns both of those, right?
Yes.
Okay, I don't know if you're familiar with all the problems that we had in that place?
Yes.
A lot of problems. There's a neighbor there that, just lived through hell because of everything that was going on, and I'm not gonna have him do that again.
Correct.
You have to watch your people, just by pushing them out the door, doesn't solve the problem.
Right.
If there's a fight, either you just look at it, see it outside, someone calls in, just yells into the bar, there's a fight outside, you call the cops immediately. And don't try to handle yourself, and don't lock the door and figure, well, it's somebody else's problem, because it's your problem.
Correct. You're absolutely correct. And we
Okay.
do have things in place, for when we open. First few months, we're gonna close earlier. We have, planning on putting cameras inside and outside. We're gonna have security especially for like Friday, for the weekends especially, for the busy nights.
Mhm.
We're gonna have, somebody there.
And you're gonna have a dumpster.
Yes.
Yeah,
Leave,
that was
well, leave.
We've heard that
No, look,
before.
keeping the area clean.
That's what we've heard that before.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah, that was
keeping
one of
the
the
area
problems.
clean, but no, yeah, we plan on trying to make sure, we're gonna probably utilize, that Safe Ride, I think is what it's called. Currently, like at TNT, we have a cab service that we use, but you know, things to get people home safely. We plan on limiting which types of music are there.
Mhm.
You know, we're gonna be catering more to middle to older
Keep
class
the door closed,
age group, you know.
you know, can't have them going out there, and I can guarantee you, if there's a ruckus, the neighbor's gonna be calling,
Oh, definitely.
so,
Mr. Chairman,
all in Bartlett.
a couple quick questions. You're not gonna have any bands?
No bands. We are toying with the idea of karaoke down the road.
Yeah, I see
With
you crossed
limited-
karaoke off.
Cause they told us we didn't have to do it right away. We wanted to kinda get in there, get our doors open, and then see how it is once we make sure we cleaned it up really good first. And even if we do decide to apply for the karaoke, then, we are gonna limit the song selections on that as well.
Okay. Disc jockey?
No.
Very good.
Do I have a motion?
Move for approval.
Second.
Is there any further discussion?
Just real quick, you're going into a bar, you're going in, but it sounds like almost your first time of actually running a bar
No, I was running TNTs.
for a little bit. So
with,
you're aware of our weed and seed program, right? Where we actually will come in and we will attempt to purchase liquor from you with an underage person, which means you need to card.
Correct. And
Okay.
we actually have a carding
Oh, you have the scanner?
machine so that they can, for money and for, IDs.
Excellent.
So we have that in place as well. It just gives it extra added besides your eyes. You can check to see, you know, there's all those lovely kids out there that know how to
If you're
make
ever
fake
in doubt,
IDs.
we have an outstanding police department that will happy to come and check the ID also.
Yeah, and so, yeah, we definitely
Very good.
utilize all that.
Okay, any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Good luck.
Okay, thank you very much.
Nobody writes poetry, really.
Donald Henry and Fred Bell.
Lost art, isn't it? Which one is it? This is-
Okay,
Oh, 55.
you have submitted your floor plan. I've seen that. Alan Waggle couldn't be here tonight. Did, send me his questions. Okay, it said no one under 18 will be allowed without an accompanying adult.
Right, the guardian.
And he thought, okay, accompanying adult and parent or guardian are, I think, are two different things. You know, so he would like to see it saying, parent or guardian,
Okay, we can rework it.
okay?
Because like what happens sometimes is like, say it's a youth that has a drug or alcohol problem.
Mm-hmm.
Then maybe a brother or a family member will bring them. You know, and that's usually, and then as soon as the meeting's over, they would leave.
Yeah.
It would not be like, say, hanging out there. But when you have, because you know the drug and alcohol problem is not limited to quote unquote 18 and above.
Right, I understand
There's
that, yeah.
people in high school that have these problems and they're recommended, or maybe the counselor send them to a 12-step meeting. And if we can stop help with the situation earlier, it stops it from escalating later. But if it's gonna be a problem, we can bar them from there. I'm not, you know, whatever makes you happy and is gonna be acceptable to you, I'm for it.
And also, he's got in there, you know, how many minors per adult? Meaning that an adult comes in, I suppose if it's a parent or guardian, it doesn't matter. You know,
Yeah.
that
Well,
if
what
you
happens
have that.
sometimes is like, say, mothers that's in recovery, they can't make it to a meeting because they don't have a babysitter, so they'll bring their kids, but they have to watch their kids because we're not a daycare.
Right.
And we don't want that responsibility.
Absolutely, I agree with that.
Mr. Chairman?
So,
I don't know if you're done, as soon as you're done.
Yeah, go ahead.
Alright, just looking over the application, you are gonna have disc jockeys?
No, you can take that off.
Then we have to redo this.
Well, we can vote on it as amended, we can do that right now.
Alright, so we can remove disc jockey?
Yes.
You're gonna have karaoke?
I'm gonna let you do it.
Not that I plan on. If that comes up, I can always probably come back before you.
So you can take that off also?
Yeah.
You're gonna have dancing?
Yeah, they'll be dancing, it'll be off the jukebox.
Alright, so strictly off the jukebox?
Yeah.
Amusement machines, 4. What kind of machines are you having?
You know, like Pac-Man, darts,
Not gambling machines.
No, not gambling, no.
You're not having
no,
a
no,
licensed
'cause
gambling
You're
machine.
dealing with addicts, and that's just gonna feed
Yep,
into the
that-
addiction.
well, that would have been one of my questions.
Okay.
So,
No, that's a.
that was one of my questions. All right, so there will be no gambling machines in the,
No,
in,
none whatsoever.
All right. The first thing I'll do is I'll move to amend the, entertainment form to, take off the disc jockey and take off the karaoke.
Can you also add changing it to a parent or guardian?
And I will change it to
Instead
an
of,
underage person must have a parent or legal guardian.
Let me ask you one other question. Say they're like 17 or they still need an adult, a guardian.
Yes?
Yeah.
Okay. Because you got a lot of high school kids that do come into 12 steps, Al-Anon and all of that.
Right. Yeah, so, okay, do I have a second on the amendment?
Second, Mr. Chair.
Okay, is there any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay, now, motion on,
And I corrected the times also.
okay, motion on the application.
What were the times? I just, out of curiosity.
7 to 10, and
As
Friday and
amended.
Saturday 7 to 12. That's the weekend. And that's still 2 hours before the bars close in that area.
Okay. Do I have
Mr. Chair.
a motion?
Yeah,
Alderman
Mr. Chair,
Haas.
I think my concern brings us back from our last meeting is the criminal record of the two gentlemen before us. But as we've been instructed by the city attorney last time, and Scott, correct me if I'm wrong, we're only allowed on this type of application versus a bartender application, on this type of application, to look at a criminal record as it would directly relate to the operation of this particular type of business.
Correct.
Is that right? So we can't look at the entirety of that criminal record.
Mr. Chairman?
Bart?
We can only go back 5 years.
And
We
you
can
only go
look
ba-
at
and
the
you can only
entire.
go back 5 years
But
as
we
well.
can only go back 5 years. We cannot look at anything past 5 years.
And it has to be a conviction, not just an arrest, and it has to be substantially related to the licensed activity. That doesn't apply, none of those things apply for alcohol. You can look back as far as you want, although the older you get, the less it has. And you can look at whether they're a habitual law offender, which doesn't tie into substantially related to the thing, just that they're a habitual law offender. But that's only for alcohol licenses.
Okay.
And one more.
Mr.
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
yeah,
still
and
got
then,
the floor.
no, then I'm done, yeah. that was my
Alderman
concern.
Road.
And then this one-time grand opening?
That's gonna be on Saturday, October 17th. That's where it's gonna be a speakerthon, where speakers with 37
And how
years.
late? You have,
To 12. Well, actually, 11:45, because we have to close by 12. So probably, matter of fact, the last speaker will close up at 11:30. That will give us time to, get everybody out and close up by 12.
Okay, are you Fred, or are you?
I'm Fred.
You're Fred. Okay, sorry.
So yeah, it'll never be open past 12 because that's the agreement. It has to be closed by 12.
Okay, now, I just, in looking at this, I can't see how this is going to work financially. I mean, I have my own business for 38 years. I can't see how it's gonna work out. And, being that area had such problems in the past, I'm very reluctant, to vote for this, but I don't have any reason to not vote for it, looking, according to what our ordinance says.
Well, maybe
So I hope I'm 100% wrong. I want you to prove us wrong, but it just something that we haven't dealt with, and I am very uncomfortable with this moving in there. But
can I share this with you? One of the things that I would certainly believe is that actually crime would probably go down, because when people start to recover, they don't do the things they used to do when they were using. Also, a lot of people in the area probably are looking for help and don't know where to get help. Because, and that's, I heard the stories over and over. I always wanted to get some help, but I didn't know where or what. So when people start to come into recovery, the first thing is the attitudes and the ideas and the behaviors change. Things, you're not gonna do the same thing when you're trying to get a drug when you're not trying to get a drug. So when you're trying to get drugs, there's no rules, but when you start to get clean, then those options are not viable because you don't wanna be clean in jail, and go to jail, but when you're using, you don't care.
right.
So yeah, I think And then also with the closing of the bars, you're giving the people that, now there's less bars to go to, but you're giving them viable options. And you're gonna hear, honey, why don't you go get some help? Why don't you go to those meetings over there? Because.
Well, I hope that is the case, and I wish you luck here, but,
Mr. Chairman?
do I have a, oh, President.
I'm just gonna totally piggyback on what he said. Had our ordinance not had that little 5-year clause in there, which we did not know it existed until we fell into it, there's no way I'd be supporting this, not with these records. I hope I'm wrong too. I don't think I am.
Well, I bet $1 that you're wrong.
You can't do that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You know, I'm gonna wish you all the luck, but, you know, just the plan, the amount of money that has to come in to support this, the amount of money of the rent there, I do not see how the plan works.
Well, here's.
And see, and that-
Okay.
You don't need to say anymore.
Okay.
What he's saying, what I'm saying is, I just hope that you're doing the right thing and we're not gonna have all kinds of problems there again.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
See, just to add on here is that when money gets tight, people do strange things, you know?
We'll close
So
up.
that's why.
And you do it month to month, I think you
Right,
said,
right,
so,
right.
which is a big plus.
Okay,
I move approval.
Second,
is there any
Move
further
approval as
discussion?
amended.
As
but-
amended.
yeah,
but
as
already-
amended, thank you.
And also, you guys
Is
are
there
always
any-
welcome to come in.
Thank
Is
you.
there any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion carries.
Good luck.
Thank you, good luck. Yeah.
Thank you.
1 year from today, we want a commendation for the mayor.
You got it.
That would be
Thank you,
great.
Monica.
We hope to be able to give
I'll
that.
personally shake your
Yeah.
hand.
Okay,
So now
do we-
tomorrow, we can go to get the occupancy permit, apply for it.
right,
Correct.
yes.
Do we need any paperwork or just,
No, you can just go get the permit, okay.
thank you,
Yep.
especially you two, Mr. City Attorney, and all of you,
All right, thank you.
for giving us a
Ga-
chance.
Gary Jankowski
God bless you.
from Big Dog.
Oh, 56, we are.
They were
didn't
served by the police department, so
I didn't see him out there either.
So,
Want me to double check?
you
See
may
if he's
act
out
on
there?
the
Let me
summons
call
and
him.
complaint.
Let me call him. See if he's here.
Because he could be sitting out in the council chambers. That's happened in the past.
okay, and we also have,
Yeah, I didn't see him out there though.
I don't recall what he looks like, to be quite honest.
what is this?
I know him, so.
Oh, then you would know.
Mhm.
Maybe you should have gone one.
She knows
Okay,
too.
we got items 56, 57, 58,
You didn't see him?
and 59.
You didn't call.
Are all about the big dogs and, crawdads.
Well, Mr. Chairman,
All about that.
I can't believe they did contact me with, the intention of moving that license to another location.
Who did?
Karen did.
Okay. Even though she doesn't have the license.
He does,
Gary.
yeah, it's her husband.
Right, oh, okay.
But she called me, and with the intent of moving the license, because she asked me about the place. And I didn't hear back, and that's why I'm surprised they're not here. So I'm kind of like torn, I don't know what to do.
Well, they were supposed to be here. Matter of summons and complaint. We know the whole situation. You know, basically, they've put it out there for sale. So, so if we vote on this, then the license is gone? Seeing that they're not here, or do we have to go through the whole?
Well, no, this is a default, so you could revoke based on the non-appearance being an admission.
I move for revocation based on non-appearance.
Do I have a second?
I will second that.
Is there any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed?
So now you're, basically what you're doing is you're directing me to draft findings and recommendations on the
Okay.
thing, so the council won't be able to act on this exactly tonight, because we still need to do findings and recommendations from
Okay,
this
so we-
committee to
Yeah.
the council.
So even though we voted on, it, we hold it.
Right.
Okay, and then we have a number 58, which is the license for Gary Jankowski.
That's the renewal.
The 15-16 renewal. Now, Did we issue that to them? I think we did. Or we okayed it, but we didn't. Are you familiar with that?
I thought we held it.
This has been held.
So right now, we just place this on file? We just place it on file, Scott? The application for license for 15-16
For,
for big
For
dogs.
big dogs, yeah.
Gary,
I would place those on file.
okay, do I have a
On
motion?
the-
So move place on file
Okay, that was
for 50, I don't know,
58.
58.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
We oppose? But we can read this one out tonight, correct?
Yeah.
Should we hold on? Okay. read this one out tonight.
And
Okay, that leaves us with, number 57, which is the filing of the complaint by Jonathan Klug.
Move to place on file?
Second.
Is there any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. And then we have, okay, then we have the license for crawdaddies.
you're also gonna have to hold, cause
Okay.
until the council can vote on
We
your
have to have a public
recommendation.
hearing.
Well, no,
No.
you have to have a public hearing to go exceed quota, we're not above
We're not-
quota.
Okay.
we're not seeing-
So you wouldn't need to do that. But until the findings and facts are filed with the common council and they adopt them,
We can't
there's
get
no
no-
revocation, so there's no license available.
Correct.
So you'd have that for the next meeting.
I think the message, because the applicant is here, I believe the message we can send to that applicant is that the license that is currently there is going to be revoked and that he is going to be getting the license. Is that
Assuming the
correct?
council
Assuming
follows
the-
your
Yeah.
findings and recommendations, right?
Correct.
Did you? Do you wanna
Is
know?
this
We
the-
should call him in.
Do you want to call him in on the police,
He's right there.
on the background checks?
Right. Does everybody
It's
have
right
this or
there.
just?
It
No.
just came in. This is the first time that you're seeing it for this new application.
Does everybody have this?
I'll share our section. I like
have
mine.
It's right here.
Well, you know, does anybody wanna take this up now, or since we can't even vote on it, should we just hold it with everything else?
Yeah, the second one, just hold it with everything else.
Yeah.
You can't act on it.
Okay. Okay, so that's being held.
All day Smith, wow.
Okay.
So all he has is traffic.
56, 58, and holding 59. Okay, we don't need to go in closed session and everything,
Hey.
so. Okay, so, I gotta miss it. Okay, then we got item number 44. Next agenda is the ordinance. Basically, what this ordinance does is, we've always come, like, first come, first serve on these licenses. Well, we could be put in a position where we have a little corner bar competing against,
A hotel.
huge, yeah, a hotel or something for a license. So this is basically, we can put in priority of license.
Move for approval.
Second.
Is there any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. That was ordinance, and there's another ordinance sponsored by Alderman Barzak. This is,
Oh, that 5-year one.
basically to change that 5-year going back.
Correct. And
And-
what it basically states, Scott drafted it, is that it's, if there is a conviction within 5 years, we can then go back and look at the rest of their history and make a determination from there.
Okay,
Right,
And-
those prior ones can be used to determine a pattern of conduct.
and habitual,
Well,
Criminal-
again, they'll still need to, because this isn't the alcohol
Right.
situation, they have to be substantially related to the,
right, well,
to the licensing. But you can go back to the prior ones to see, have they corrected their conduct over the years, or are they still doing the same old stuff?
right, okay, do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Sorry,
Alright.
move for approval is what I mean to
Yeah,
say.
approval, right.
Yeah, second.
Is there any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay, then we have, special Class B and wine license.
If you can, Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
Take 46, 47, and 49.
No 48?
Nope, not in here.
Okay. 46?
Oh, there's 48, okay. Item to hold for regular meeting. 48, it says item to hold for regular meeting.
Why do I have it here?
Yeah,
Oh,
isn't
is
this
this-
a regular meeting?
This is another one of my notes. Oh, no, it's not.
So 46, 47, and 49, I move to approve and place on file.
Second.
Okay, is there any further discussion on these numbers? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Then we have item number 48.
That is for holding until the regular meeting.
You just got it.
Yeah.
You just put it in this pile
Okay,
and I'll get
all right.
back to it. Oh, that whole pile. Okay, seeing that I don't have any more jackets.
Out of ammo.
Motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Monica, come here a second.